Hey there, today I'm going to look at this guy here, Inspirit Flagship Vessel. Um, I'm just going to put in some of the main staples of the deck, and I'm going to add those in digitally too so you can see them nice. But I'm just chilling here this morning, it's my prep time. I built this deck like when this set came out, Edge of Eternities, and I modified it a little bit. It was the Kilo deck, and now I've kind of ripped it apart. But we'll check it out here. I'm going to switch to our top-down camera. And this is really cool. A student gave me this sleeve this morning. I love South Park. Especially love the Awesome 4000 episode. But I felt that was a fitting sleeve for my spaceship robot deck. But we're going to switch over here to the top-down cam and look at some of the cards. Alrighty, so like I said here, I'm just going to go through some of the main cards that help the deck run. This is Inspirit Flagship Vessel. If you're unfamiliar with Inspirit, here's what he does. So he has the station ability. When you play him, he comes out just as an artifact. To station a creature, you can tap it at any time and add charge counters to Inspirit with whatever the creature's power is. Or toughness, I kind of forget. But for however many charge counters Inspirit has on them, they go to one of these numbers. So we have 1 plus and 8 plus. Inspirit's 1 plus at the beginning. At the beginning of combat on your turn, sorry, a student came into my room for a second. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you can put a +1 counter on two charge counters, excuse me, on up to one target artifact. When it is 8 plus, it has flying, it's a creature, 5/5. Other artifacts you control have hexproof and indestructible. This deck is really all about making a bunch of charge counters and trying to get the win con, which I will kind of show you here in a bit. There is more than one win con in this that I put in here, but Darksteel Reactor is the main thing, and I believe Darksteel Reactor does come in the Kilo Apogee Mine deck. So I put in some other proliferate stuff as well as just some other decent artifact things. And I'll just go here from the top. Okay. First we got Mystic Forge, staple for anything that's artifact based. You can look at the top card of your library anytime, and you can cast the top card of your library as long as it's an artifact or a colorless non-land. And you can pay 1 to tap and exile the top. So you basically get to always see what the top card of your library is with Mystic Forge. Really good card. And this is kind of the main, or one of the main win cons in this deck, Darksteel Reactor. Cost 4, indestructible. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a charge counter on this artifact. When this has 20 or more charge counters on it, you win the game. So Darksteel Reactor and this card are kind of the main pieces to this deck. Moxite Refinery here. With Moxite Refinery, you can pay 2 and remove X charge counters from an artifact or creature, and you get to put them on another artifact or creature. So basically, if I get Inspirit up to like 12 or 13 just by stationing him, once I have Moxite out and Darksteel, I can go ahead, pay 2, remove any charge counters from Inspirit, throw them on Darksteel, in addition to it gaining 1 each turn. So a lot of this deck is based around getting Darksteel out and Moxite out so that you can really get those 20 charge counters on it. If you get it out early game, it's likely going to happen if you do some proliferation and some other stuff. But these two are the big ones for the deck. Darksteel Reactor and Moxite Refinery. This card is also a big one. Really love this card. Not played that often. Nexus of Becoming. Cost 6. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you draw a card. Then you may exile an artifact or creature card from your hand. If you do, you create a token that's a copy of the exiled card, except it's a 3/3 Golem artifact creature in addition to its other types. So basically, each turn you get to discard a card at combat. Then you create a copy of that card without paying its mana cost, but the only caveat is that it's a 3/3 creature. So let's say I have like Darksteel Colossus in my hand. I can put Darksteel Colossus out, but it's going to become a 3/3 creature. It still has all its other abilities. But this has really helped me out many times just when I'm mana screwed. Lets me get a lot of stuff out. Lux Artillery, this one deals damage if you have, I think, 30 more charge counters among artifacts and creatures you control. This deals 10 damage to each opponent at the beginning of your end step. So Synergize is great. Unwinding Clock, great card for any artifact deck. Untap all artifacts you control during each other player's untap step. Lux Cannon, this is a really fun classic card. I used to use this back in the day in the early 2010s, but with proliferation in this deck and the charge counters, you can really make use of Lux Cannon and destroy a lot of creatures. You tap it to put a charge counter, remove 3 charge counters from it, and tap it to destroy any permanent. This one here is also a win con. It is Strixhaven Stadium. This is Lucas Stadium, the art from Final Fantasy. It's a little confusing. I'll put it up here, you can read it. But basically, whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to an opponent, you put a point counter on this artifact. If it has 10 or more point counters on it, remove them all, and that player loses the game, the player that you hit. So, when I'm attacking with creatures, I'll often get flyers. Point counters will go on this. You can still proliferate point counters. Just important to note, they are point counters, not charge counters, but it is a win con. Now we're on to some proliferation guys. Grateful Apparition. Whenever he deals damage, proliferate. Techothal, great card. He came with the Inspirit, or the deck for Kilo, whatever it was. If you proliferate twice. Tribute Mage, this is really important for getting out Moxite Refinery. When Tribute Mage enters the battlefield, search your library for an artifact card with mana cost 2, reveal it, put it in your hand. So Tribute Mage really is in here just to pull Moxite Refinery. Surge Conductor came with Kilo. Whenever a non-token artifact enters, proliferate. Patrolling Peacemaker, whenever you commit a crime, proliferate. This one's really good. It also came with Kilo. When it ETBs, double the number of each kind of counter on any number of target permanents. So this has helped me win the game with Darksteel Reactor. I had like 12 counters on it. Deep Glow came in, and then won me the game with Darksteel. Thrumming Bird, whenever it deals damage, proliferate. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, proliferate. Here's Kilo Apogee Mine. What I really love about Kilo and using Inspirit as the commander, you can station Kilo at any time. So it says when he becomes tapped, proliferate. So you can tap him whenever you want to station a ship. So there's some other ships in here you can station, so it just works out perfectly. Kilo. Mendicant, Core Guidelight. This is a great card. I had to find it online from TCG Player, but it's crazy. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you can pay 1, and if you do, copy that spell. So I can make multiple Dark Steels. I can make multiple anything that's not legendary. Really good card. Astral Cornucopia, I am going to include some mana rocks in here that came with the deck because they are very good. Any mana rock that you can put in this deck that has charge counters on it, you should put in. So it enters with X charge counters, and you can keep proliferating those and adding charge counters to it with Inspirit. Another one, charge counters, add mana for however many charge counters. Another charge counter mana rock. Mox Amber, because it's Mox Amber. Eternity Elevator, really cool card from the set. I will say I've never gotten to do its 20 plus, but it's in here for that. Solar Array, this gives Sunburst. So when I play an artifact spell, it can ETB with charge counters on it for however much color I paid for it. Heuristic Study, Tezzeret the Seeker. This one is more so for pulling out those win cons, -X. Search your library for an artifact card with mana value cost X or less, and put it onto the battlefield. As Foretold, I just put this card in here. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a time counter on As Foretold. And again, I'm going to be running Proliferation in here, so this is going to get a lot of time counters on it. Once each turn, you can pay 0 rather than pay the mana cost for a spell. So basically, if I have 3 charge counters on this, or whatever they want me to put time counters, I can cast a spell for free as long as it's 3 or less each turn. Really good card. Karmic Justice, whenever a spell or ability opponent controls destroys a non-creature permanent I control, I get to destroy something of theirs. Whenever a permanent leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, you put those counters on another permanent. Draw 2 cards, proliferate, and here are some special lands that I run in here. Karn's Bastion, just for proliferation. Fomori Vault lets you look for artifacts, and Inkmoth Nexus. So this is a card, it turns into a 1/1 infect creature. I really only have it in here if I'm getting screwed over and need to win through infect and proliferation. But those are the main things in this Inspirit deck. I am going to include the deck list, Moxfield, as a link here in the video and in the comments. But just let me know if you run Inspirit or if you run Kilo, or if there's some things you think that should be added to this. Check out the Moxite, or check out the Moxfield. Thank you.